So very good morning and welcome back to the channel. Come out this morning for a little bit of a wander and a bimble through Haigh Woodland Park. Some of you may recognise this location where I've shot before in rather misty conditions back in September. Had a fabulous time out that morning, and Andy Walton commented on the video saying it'd be good to see what it looked like in autumn when the colours started to change. So I've come out this morning with that exact purpose in mind, and going to explore this lovely expanse, this little clearing that we have here, just raised up from the path. Plenty of scenes that I've already spotted, and we're going to have a go and see what we can capture. The light is muted, we have no mist, sunlight is forecast for around 8 o'clock, but as of yet there doesn't seem to be any sign of that. But anyway, some beautiful stunning colours, and let's see what we can capture. So for this first shot, I've spotted this lovely beech tree full of autumn yellows, oranges, golds, and still a little bit of green, and the black trunk contrasts beautifully with the autumnal colours hanging onto the tree here. So I've zoomed right in, I'll show you in camera, to capture the essence of this tree, the strength and power and might of the tree trunk reaching up into the sky, covered with the autumnal leaves. In the immediate foreground we have a couple of fallen logs, one moss coloured, which looks very nice. They are quite close to the camera, and I've just been experimenting with a few different f-stops and settled on f14 to ensure sharpness from front to back. No need to focus stack this image. We're at ISO 100. It is a 5-second exposure. It's still quite dark down here. It is just turned 8 o'clock, but yeah, under the canopy and the dark skies we're requiring a 5-second exposure. So I am going to take this shot, and hopefully that one comes out okay. There is a little bit of a breeze this morning, ever so slightly. I can see some of the leaves just swaying gently in what must be like a 2-3 mile an hour wind, and with it being a 5-second exposure they may appear a little blurry, but I think that will add to the overall painterly effect that I'm after with this particular image. Okay, so for this second image we have a couple of beech trees at either side of the picture, providing a lovely little frame. And out of the right hand tree we've got this arching branch that comes over, drops down, and is full of some quite green leaves actually, which provide a lovely contrast to the burnt orange carpet floor of fallen leaves. And then the scene takes you into the image with these trees in the further background, leading you ultimately to a cornucopia of colour, burnt oranges, yellows, and I like that scene. So again, we're at ISO 100 f14. This is a 3-second exposure, and we'll see what that image comes out like. Okay, so I've just moved a few yards and turned through 90 degrees and seen this lovely beech tree here with a cascade of yellows and oranges on a couple of the branches, and these fallen logs that are in the bottom of the frame, providing quite a nice anchor to the image. I've just dialed down to f11, which is now giving me a 1 second exposure. One of the issues I'm having this morning and just trying to find the compositions is that as time creeps on, the light is beginning to get much brighter. I'm trying to stay away from getting the sky in the image, so I've raised the tripod up. I found this scene where there's just a hint of the sky in the top left hand corner, but hopefully that should be okay, and that looks very nice. The moss clinging to the fallen branches, the cascade of colour from the leaves on the beach and fading away into the background. Could really do with some mist, but I always say that when I'm out on the woodland photography shoots. There is some forecast for Monday. It's today is Friday the 8th of November, and on Monday we have a forecast of mist, so may well come out again if indeed the weather prevails. So I think we shall have a little bit of a wander now and see what else we can find. So I'm just moving the camera ever so slightly. I'll show you in camera, but we have this tree in the centre of the image, which I'm just aligning so that the two trees in the background don't converge, so there is clear space between each of the two trees and the trunks don't interfere with each other in the image. I'm shooting with my trusty Nikon D5300 today, as always, and I've got the 24-70 lens on today, and that's what I've been shooting with all morning so far. About 30mm for this shot. Got a lovely scene with the carpet of leaves on the floor, and then two beech trees either side, providing a lovely frame for the image. I love the beech trees. There's some gorgeous tones, and the structure and stature of the trees makes for such a bold image, and of course with the autumnal colours here it really does make the image pop. So again, ISO 100, f11, 1.6 of a second, I think it was 1.6 seconds, yes. Okay, so I think I found the last composition of the day, but before I do that, I'd just like to share with you the fact that I'm recently back from a trip to the Outer Hebrides. We had a fantastic trip exploring the Isle of Harris and the Isle of Lewis. On the way up we stopped at Eileen Donnan and Loch Dewick and got some beautiful photographs there. Got the ferry across the Minch and landed at Tarbert. And our first couple of nights were spent on the stunning, gorgeous beach of Luscantire, again where we got some nice images. From there we drove up to Hushanish, took the road up there, stopping at the North Eagle Harris Observatory, which again was a stunning drive, and some beautiful scenery along the way. Having arrived at Hushanish, we took took a walk over to Traigmhelith, I think it's pronounced. I'll put it up on the screen anyway. Beautiful secluded beach. I mean, the beaches over there are pristine, they're gorgeous and white, the sand is beautiful, the sea is beautiful aqua turquoise. We even managed a couple of swims up there while we were out on the trip, which was fantastic. From Hushanish we went up to Stornoway and then to Garry Beach. We took a little trip over the took a little trip over the bridge to nowhere and the road to nowhere, which was the road that was commissioned by Lord Lever back in the day. It was never finished. It was the road that went up the east coast of Lewis, but it was never finished. And again, we got some images there. We then went to the Butt of Lewis up by the lighthouse there. A really stormy day, really difficult doing any videography there, but got some cracking images as well as down at the port of Ness. And then on the last day we took a trip back to the ferry at Tarbert, taking the road from Stornoway down there, and along the way there were some good images to be had. So yeah, do please consider subscribing to the channel and hitting that notification bell so that you don't miss out on those videos. I think there's going to be about 4 or 5. I'm about halfway through editing the footage and the images of those now. So yeah, let's crack on, let's take a final image and call it a day after that, I think. Okay, so yeah, last image of the day here. Got group of 5 trees, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trees, and hopefully this one is going to capture the essence of autumn, because we've got some lovely foliage on this beech tree here to the left hand side, and the tree right at the back of the scene, and again the lovely textures and tones of the bark on the beech trees. The settings for this one are ISO 100 f11. It is getting quite a lot lighter now. It's about 9:30, so we're at a half a second for this image. It is very still. That's nice. Okay, so that's it for this morning. Thanks for joining me on the adventure. Hope you've enjoyed the wander around Haigh Woodland Park for some autumnal photography. Hope you've enjoyed the images, and I look forward to sharing my Outer Hebrides trips with you as well. So thanks very much for watching. You stay safe, take care, be good, and see you on the next adventure. Goodbye.